Okay guys, I wasn't going to trade, but the requests have come in, so I guess I'll have to.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. This is your first time here. I'm the big fella Scruff, and I am definitely the scruffy trader. And why is that? Well, look at that bloody clip of me. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm being bloody drove into the ground because I'm renovating this house, trading, trying to moderate the group, and I think I need a holiday. In fact, I definitely need a holiday. So see what July brings, because we're off to London in a few weeks' time for the conference. So that'll be a bit of a break as well. Might have an extended stay. Anyway, what's that got to do with a slice of bread? Absolutely nothing. But the charts do. Now, if you're watching the videos, well, certainly the squad members watching the videos anyway. What's been happening is we've been watching pound JP. Now we started watching it on Friday. Now Friday is a hard day to trade, and I don't really recommend trading on a Friday. Certainly not after lunch, because it's just a crap day to trade. And if you get caught across the weekend, you know about it. So here we are Monday morning, but it's an odd time because today is bank holiday. So the markets aren't as brutal or whatever as what they should be. You know, they're quite gentle, but they're also quite hard to predict. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up just a very quick trade, because I'm not really bothered about making any money today. I've got loads to do in the house. I'm going to set up a set and forget for about 10 pips. That's all we want, you know. And we'll just size it at £5 a point, you know, half a lot. So that way you can get about 50 quid, but we're going to do it in a way that the market will just let us sort it out. So let me flick this over. Now I've already explained to the guys what I'm going to do here. You know, broke it right down, told them the bias, kind of the reasons behind it, etc. And it's a full breakdown. Now that complements this. So I put a strength sheet in every morning. What this does is this tells us what the movers and the shakers are. Well, we can see the pound is kind of middle ground, but JP is really weak. Okay. And JP's lost a lot of ground. It really has. But here's the kicker. So's the pound. The pound's starting to lose ground. Now that tells me the movement is coming in this pair. All right. And why is that? Because it's extreme. 25 minus. Starts making that JP good value. So people might start buying that. If they start buying that, that means it will naturally push the pound down, and the pound is already starting to decrease. And it's not as big a gap as I would like, but it's good enough that there is a big difference, because as you can see, that's at 37, this is 8. So there is a significant shift. Okay. Now from here, I complement that by looking at the direction as well, because the first sheet only ever shows you movement. This one tells me direction. Now once I've plugged the figures into the engine on this, it spits out what it thinks the market's going to do, and it's telling me it's going to sell it. And it's also telling me to watch the 1 hour chart. It's a fair trade, you know, it might be grade A, so it is moving down, but when it says it's fair, what that means is keep your targets relatively in check. Low TP, about 10 pips. All right, so that's what that is. And if you haven't seen this before, this is our Discord group. The guys are all in the bar having a face-to-face chat. That's open 24 hours a day. We also do Zoom calls every working day. We're not having one today because it's bank holiday, but we'll be back at it in the morning. And we just talk the issues of the day, whether it's a chart of choice, mindset, whatever the guys want to talk about. We have an open table chat, and we do that each day, live Zoom call. Right, okay. But let us get into the chart itself. So if I pull this out to the hourly, which is the chart that it's told me to look at, right, there's certain criteria. Now I marked all of this up for the guys and told them exactly what these lines are and what they represent. And we can see a zone where we're at now. Now it is pushing up somewhat, okay? But you can also see a consolidation. So for all I've got all of these levels in, we can see there's been a shift, consolidation, a shift, consolidation, shift. But this shift is pretty darn weak. So from around this area up to here, maybe even up to there, can be good entries. So this is kind of the area of attraction. Let's push this out somewhat and we can have a look to see what's going on. Well, there's a huge move down and now it's pushing up, but it's been sustained and the sellers are starting to come in, but these are starting to be relatively weak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it to 15 minutes. I'm going to have a look to see where's a half decent entry point. Well, looking at this, if I was to look at it, it's possibly in and around this section. So I'm going to start probably about here. Okay, why? Just for the tops of these. And I work on the bodies when I look at the tops of moves, because the wicks can just be one trade shooting up. But the bodies can kind of give you an idea of what they're trying to get to. All right, so you can see the roll over there. So if this pushes up to there, you know, it hasn't got that far to go, not in the grand scheme of things. Take it to 5 minutes and then we can see it a little bit cleaner. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put my orders in and around this area for it to come along, pick it up and then roll over. So that's the plan. So I'll leave it. I'll just leave the camera running and we'll see if it gets there. But there is also another way we can do this as well, which is called sandwich trading. Now I know I'm going to put orders up here, but if I count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can see I can put an order here as well. So see they're going to go up, clip that, come down and clip this. Okay, but it looks like this is the better contender. All right, so what I'll do is I'll put an order under here and another one up there, see which one triggers first and delete the other one. It's that simple. So let me run this out and I'll come back to you at the end with some sort of advice on trading, that sort of thing. Catch you soon. Okay guys, that's the job done. So let's kill off the orders just like so. Shouldn't be anything running. Make certain I've killed my tickets. Always check your tickets, because it's a sod if you leave them running and they're not there. And it's just done 60 quid in 30 minutes. This can run on, but so what? I stuck to my guns of I just wanted a mediocre target. And that's exactly what it did. Did a sandwich trade to see which one was going to trigger first, because it was actually at the tipping point. But it was going to push up. I wanted a better price, and it was going to push down. I wanted to make certain it came to me first. And there was very little pain. So what's the moral here? Well, it's planning, you know, and patience. Now, this was coming into play sort of Friday. However, as it came, the actual signal came in about 5 o'clock. And I wasn't going to trade at 5 o'clock on a Friday night. So I just wound up for the day. Didn't have to chase the market. Don't have to go into the market. Don't need to chase Sunday night. So I didn't trade last night. And then this morning, there was a pile of messages, etc., wanting me to do something. Nature of public life, I guess. And there we go. Simple setup. You know, execute it. Didn't chase the market. Just let it get on with it. And that's the key point. If you're chasing markets, you're probably going to fail. And I know I say it a lot, but I'm actually saying it with the best intention. Because the problem with this industry is it's sold so heavily on money. You chase it. And then when you don't get it, which you won't, trust me, you won't, because the markets will be erratic longer than you're solvent, you kick off. You know, then you start taking it out on the charts, or you take it out on other people. It can be your family members, it can be just anybody. But it's because of one thing: greed. And if you're greedy, it's not a bad thing, because you want to be greedy for things. It makes you motivated, makes you go for it. But there's positive greed and negative greed. And the problem with this industry is it breeds negative greed. You know, I'm greedy. I'm really greedy. But my greed is hunger. I'm hunger to be better. You know, you're hungry for it. You're excited. You want it. But I wouldn't say I'm greedy in the sense that I want to take it off somebody and things like that. That's a negative greed. A negative greed is where you get jealous of what somebody else has got. You know, not good. Not good at all. You know, I'm one of these that if I see a lovely car in the street, I think, well done. You know, and I know plenty of people who go, oh, look at that flash git. The yin and the yang. You know, it's about your mental attitude. So be greedy in a positive way. But if you're greedy on the charts, putting too big a position size on, that is unrealistic to the account, well, the market will show you who's boss. Simple as that. So there we go, guys. Nice, quick and easy. Back to piecing this back together. If you've been following the channel, you see the move on the house. We finally got the plastering done. Might as well have done it myself, because parts of it are not as good as it should be. But that's just Winky and our perfectionism. Radiators are on, so we're getting some warmth in the house. Get them dried out. That means I can get the wood floors down in the living room and finally come out with this shit dump and start looking to make my office. We're having to work out how that's going to work. I mean, it's either going to be placed in one of the outhouses out the back, or it's going into the attic. But with the attic, I've got to figure out how to get into it. So, got my work cut out for me today. Have yourselves a great bank holiday, guys. And as always, I'm very easy found. Drop down in the comments. You know, and you'll find my contact details. And do leave a comment, because I genuinely answer every single one of them. And trade well. It's that simple. So I'll just leave you with a final thought. Do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.